Have you ever wondered why some people remain calm in the face of adversity while others crumble? This is where we start to comprehend Stoicism. Born in the bustling marketplaces of ancient Greece, Stoicism is more than just a dusty relic of the past. It is that carries relevance in today's world, a beacon of wisdom in the stormy seas of our modern lives. At its core, it teaches self-control and fortitude as tools to overcome destructive emotions. It is about understanding that we can't control everything that happens to us, but we can control how we respond. It's about finding serenity in the midst of chaos, calm in the heart of the storm. Stoicism is not just a philosophy, it's a way of life. It's a guide to living with virtue, with tranquility, and with resilience. So are you ready to explore this captivating philosophy? Let's delve deeper into the roots. A philosophy not born in opulent halls, but in the bustling markets of ancient Greece. Its roots date back to the 3rd century BC, a time when Greece was a vibrant hub of intellectual discourse and philosophical exploration. At the heart of this intellectual revolution was Zeno of Citium, the pioneer. Zeno was your typical philosopher. He was a merchant by trade, a man who had experienced the tumultuous waves of life. After a shipwreck left him stranded in Athens, he found solace, not in wealth, but in knowledge. His journey into philosophy began under the tutelage of Crates of Thebes, a famous Cynic philosopher. However, Zeno sought a more practical philosophy, one that could help navigate the choppy waters of life. From this quest, it was born. Named after the Stoa Poikile, or the Painted Porch, the public colonnade where Zeno and his followers would gather to discuss philosophy, it began as a school of thought that emphasized tranquility, self-control, and fortitude. It taught that virtue was the highest form of good and that one should strive to maintain a will in harmony with nature. The teachings were not merely abstract concepts to be pondered. They were practical guides to living a fulfilling life. It taught its followers to focus on what they could control and to accept what they could not. It encouraged a life of simplicity and contentment, free from the shackles of desire and fear. As the years passed, the teachings spread beyond the Stoa Poikile, reaching every corner of the Hellenistic world and beyond. It influenced great minds, from Roman emperors to modern thinkers, leaving an indelible mark on the history of philosophy. From the marketplace of Greece, it started its journey into the annals of philosophy. A philosophy born out of the practical needs of everyday life, it continues to inspire and guide individuals to this day, proving that wisdom indeed can be found in the most humble of places. As the winds of time blew, the philosophy sailed from the Greek shores to the heart of the Roman Empire. The Romans embraced it with open arms, finding in its teachings a philosophy that resonated with their values of duty, discipline, and resilience in the face of adversity. Its influence in Rome was not a mere fluke of history. It was a deliberate choice by those who saw in its tenets a guide to personal virtue and public service. The adoption by the Romans marked a significant shift in its evolution as it moved from the halls of academia to the corridors of power. Among the IT found new champions and interpreters. The philosopher Seneca, a tutor and advisor to the Emperor Nero, was one such figure. His writings, full of practical wisdom and moral guidance, became a touchstone for Roman philosophy. Seneca's teachings emphasized the importance of tranquility, the avoidance of fear and desire, and the acceptance of fate. Then there was Epictetus, a former slave who became one of the most influential philosophers. His teachings focused on the dichotomy of control, the idea that we should concern ourselves only with what we can control, our own actions and reactions, and accept the rest as the natural order of things. But perhaps the most famous Roman philosopher was the Emperor Marcus Aurelius. His personal writings, known as the Meditations, provide a unique insight into the mind of a philosopher. They reveal a man striving to live according to principles in the midst of the pressures and temptations of absolute power. Under the Romans, the philosophy became more than a concept. It became a way of life. It influenced Roman law, ethics, and public policy. It shaped the character of the Roman people, and through them, the destiny of in the hands of the Romans, it evolved, and its principles became deeply ingrained in the fabric of the empire. The legacy in Rome is a testament to the enduring power of this philosophy and its ability to adapt and thrive in different cultural contexts. But like all great things, too faced its twilight, only to rise again like a phoenix from the ashes. As the curtain fell on the Roman Empire, once the philosophy of emperors and slaves alike seemed to lose its grip. The burgeoning influence of Christianity, with its focus on divine intervention and the promise of an afterlife, began to overshadow the Stoic principles of rationality and acceptance of the world as it is. With its earthly and pragmatic approach, found itself receding into the background, its teachings becoming more of historical interest than a way of life. However, this was not the end of the road. Much like the principles it embodies, the philosophy demonstrated remarkable resilience. It lay dormant, yes, but it was not forgotten. It simmered beneath the surface of human consciousness, quietly influencing thinkers and scholars across the centuries. Then, the 20th century, it began to rise again. The advent of cognitive behavioral therapy, or CBT, a leading form of psychological treatment, marked a significant turning point. CBT, with its focus on changing negative thought patterns and promoting emotional resilience, shares significant common ground. Principles of accepting situations beyond our control, focusing on our responses to events and striving for inner peace, found themselves echoed in this modern therapeutic approach. Today, it is experiencing a resurgence. Its teachings are being rediscovered and reapplied in various aspects of modern life, from personal resilience training to leadership development. It is being recognized once again not just as a historical philosophy, but as a practical guide to living a fulfilled in the age of emotional intelligence and mental health awareness. It offers timeless wisdom. It teaches us to differentiate between what we can and cannot control, to face adversity with grace, and to find peace in acceptance. In its modern avatar, continues to help us navigate the turbulent waters of life. Even after centuries, continues to influence and shape our understanding of resilience and emotional strength. Now that we know the journey of Stoicism, let's delve deeper. These principles act a compass, guiding one through life's turbulent seas. They encompass virtue, the dichotomy of control, and the view of nature. First and foremost, virtue. In Stoicism, virtue is the highest form of goodness and the only thing truly worthy of our pursuit. It's broken down into 4 cardinal virtues: wisdom, courage, justice, and temperance. Wisdom represents the knowledge of what's good, evil, and indifferent. Courage, not just in the physical sense, but moral courage to stand up for what's right. Justice implies treating others with fairness, and temperance is the moderation of our desires and impulses. Together, these virtues form the cornerstone of Stoic ethics. Imagine you're facing a difficult decision at work. A Stoic would use these virtues as a guide, asking, is this decision wise? Is it just? Does it require courage? Is it tempered? By aligning actions with these virtues, Stoics attain a state of eudaimonia, a Greek word meaning flourishing or the good life. The dichotomy of control is the next principle. Stoics believe that some things are within our control and others are not. Our thoughts, beliefs, and actions are within our control. Everything else, like the weather, the economy, or other people's actions, is beyond our control. It sounds simple, but it's a profound shift in perspective that can lead to peace of mind. For example, if you're stuck in traffic, a Stoic would focus on their reaction to the situation rather than the traffic itself. Lastly, the Stoic view of nature. Stoics see the universe as a rational, orderly system. They believe in living in harmony with nature, not in the environmental sense, but in accepting the world as it is, not as we wish it to be. Accepting that change and loss are natural parts of life can help us cope with difficult situations. Stoicism is not about suppressing emotions, but rather understanding and managing them. It's about accepting life's ups and downs with grace and resilience. It's about focusing on what we can control and letting go of what we can't. It's about striving to be virtuous, not for any reward or recognition, but because it's the right thing to do. It's about living in harmony with the world and finding peace within ourselves. So Stoicism isn't about old men in togas debating in the town square. It's a practical philosophy, full of wisdom that we can apply to our everyday lives. From dealing with stress and anxiety, to improving our relationships, to finding purpose and meaning in life, Stoicism has a lot to offer. Stoicism, thus, is not just a philosophy but a way of life, guiding us toward tranquility and emotional resilience. As we navigate the tumultuous waters of life, Stoicism serves as a guiding light. From the birth of Stoicism in the bustling markets of ancient Athens to its spread under the influence of the Roman Empire, this philosophical school has withstood the test of time. It's compelling to see how Stoicism, after experiencing a decline, has seen a resurgence in recent years. Its principles, as enduring as they are enlightening, continue to resonate in our modern world. Stoicism, at its core, advocates for a life of virtue, wisdom, and self-control. It invites us to accept the world as it is, not as we wish it to be. It encourages us to differentiate between what we can control and what we cannot, alleviating unnecessary suffering. It reminds us that our reactions, our emotions, and our perceptions lie firmly within our grasp. This philosophy, in essence, is a call to action, a call to live mindfully, purposefully, and courageously. The vast expanse of human history, Stoicism has left an indelible mark. Its influence can be seen in various aspects of society, from literature and psychology to leadership and personal development. Even in the face of adversity, Stoicism teaches us to remain steadfast, to cultivate resilience, and to find tranquility. Ahead, the relevance of Stoicism in the future is undeniable as we grapple with the complexities of the 21st century, from technological disruptions to existential crises. The teachings of Stoicism can provide us with the tools to navigate these challenges. It can help us maintain our composure amidst the chaos, to stay grounded in the face of uncertainty, and to find serenity amidst the storm. The next time you face adversity, remember the Stoics and their teachings. For in the face of hardship, they found not despair, but the path to tranquility and resilience.